My name is Cliff. In this video, I'm going to show you how I am configure the BetterDocs plugin on my website. This is the setup I use on my own website, and in the website package I deliver to my client in nippy.com. For example, when somebody get Nippy, these people get the website package. You can see here you have a complete website package. Inside this complete website package, you have BetterDocs configured yet. You don't need to do nothing. All is configured for you. You just need to put your content and launch your website. If you want to know all the plugins inside the Nippy, I can show you in this moment. This is all the plugin inside of the package of nippy.com. It's a lot of plugin pro with all configured to launch your website. You can see you have the admin, you have the BetterDocs Pro. Now let's go to show you how I configure the BetterDocs Pro for my website Nippy and the package I give you when you buy nippy.com. I'm going to BetterDocs now in setting, and don't forget, if you want to configure your website too, just follow step by step. In general setting here, I don't have this option enabled because I don't need multiple knowledge base. Build and documentation page, you need to enable this option. All of these options is default after you enable this option. In show glossary, you need to enable this option. Enable build an encyclopedia page, fact schema if you want to have one, and analytic form. Just enable this option for everyone. Unique visitor count, enable this option too, and exclude both analytic. After everything, you need to click and save to save everything. Now, let's go in layout. In this option, you need to enable category title links. If you want, you can put a icon here, but in my case, I use a 5 icon in my website. I don't need to put one here. In masonry, you need to enable this option. In nested subcategory, enable this option too. Number of column is 3, is default. Doc count, enable this option, and all this option is default. Explore more button is when you look at the documentation page, you can see this option to click explore more. Popular doc is default. If you want to change it, you can change it, but it's not necessary for me. After everything, you need to click and save. Now, let's click in search. This option gives you the opportunity to get something people can click and search inside your website. Enable this option. Advanced search, I don't need this in this moment. It's for that I don't enable it. But if you want this option, just enable it in your website when you get Nippy. Exclude item, I don't enable this option too. The minimum amount of keyword search is 5. This option is 3. Search is default. If you want, you can change it, and you can change the language if you want to. Search button text is the same. Search not found text is the text for sorry no docs were found. Search result image, you need to enable this option too. After that, you need to click and save. Order by theme, order by BetterDocs, order, theme group, theme id, and description. In this moment, I have this option BetterDocs. Doc order by is BetterDocs order to, and save. In the option single doc, you need to enable this option doc title. After enable site by category, and you need to enable all of these options here. enable all, okay? Print icon, tags, last update time, navigation, comment, and you don't need to enable show powered by BetterDocs, because if you pay the pro, you don't need to show BetterDocs in your page. In this case, if you are our client, you got the pro version inside your website or inside your dashboard of client. Don't enable this option if you have the pro version with Nippy. Thanks for your feedback. If you want, you can change it, but I leave that like this. And after everything, click and save. Now in Talks, table of account, table of content, enable this option. If you want, you can change it, but I like this. Talk hierarchy, enable this option. Talk list number, enable this option. And sticky talk, enable this option too because it's good. And title link copy click broad, enable this option. After all, you need to click and save. Let's go in breadcrumb. In breadcrumb, you need to enable this option. Breadcrumb home, you need to let it home or change it if you want. In my case, I love home, okay? Breadcrumb home link, use your domain here. Category breadcrumb, enable this option. Title on breadcrumb, enable this option too. After all, just save. And email feedback, you need to enable this option and put your email address here, okay? After that, click and save. Attachment, if you want people send you photo, for example, PDF, just enable this option. If you don't want this, let it disable. In the related doc, you can enable this option if you want. In my case, I don't want to enable it. Now, everything is okay. Let's go in archive page. Cideable category list. Enable this option and enable nested subcategory too. After that, you need to click and save. Remember, BetterDocs have a lot of options in the pro version. If you don't have pro version, you need to go and Nippy and get it. If you are our client, don't forget, just click and login to log in your dashboard of client, okay? And if you are not our client, you need to click and get started here to buy Nippy or to get Nippy. After that, it's time to go in the design page. The design page gives you the option to design all you can see. Let's go in Legacy Customizer. Click and customize in BetterDocs. Now you can have the option to configure all the things you want in your documentation page. For example, when you go in BetterDocs here, click in document page, you can see your document page. It's looking like this. If you want to change something, come here and change the page. You can see everything is changed. If you click this option, you can change it and you can customize everything you want. Just let's go back. I don't want to publish that. Let's go to shortcode. This is all the shortcode BetterDocs have for you. You can copy the shortcode and put the shortcode in a page. After that, you can see the option you copy. For example, if you copy this option, you can see a bar just like this for search form, okay? Now, let's go in advanced setting. Advanced setting. Who can work dog? In all these options, you need to choose administrator. If you choose editor, some editor can edit and write your BetterDocs. For me, I would like to delete this option, just administrator. And after everything, you need to save it. And something very important, if you want to have internal knowledge base, you need to click here, enable this option. This option is for when you have a staff or team, you can have documentation for these people. In my case, I don't want to activate it. Now it's time to go and email reporting. Activate email reporting. In reporting frequency, you can choose daily, weekly, or monthly. I love weekly. And you can choose the day you want to have the email. For me, it's Monday in this moment. The data you want, for me, I select all. Just select all to have all the data. After, you need to put your email and click to save. Instant answer. This option, instant answer, I don't love it. It's for that, for me, I'm going to disable this option. Write with AI. You can enable this option and this option, but you need the API of OpenAI. If you don't have the API, don't use it. In migration, you can use the option to migrate all the documentation you have in other website. In import and export, you can use that to import doc. In import setting, if you have a configuration the BetterDocs done yet, you can import the setting here. In export, you can export all your doc without problem. Now everything is done. Click in categories. This is where you can create all your categories to create your documentation. It's the most important thing. If you don't do it, it's very difficult to understand how BetterDocs work. Let me show you how it's work in my own website. If you go in nippy.com and you go here in the documentation page, click in documentation, this option here, getting started, frequently asked question, web hosting guide, this is the categories. Okay, this name is the category you need to create inside your category. After that, you can create documentation just like this. This is a documentation. Your documentation will look like this. You can see it. This is all the documentation inside my own category. Next, I can click here. This is the documentation. And this is other category with a documentation inside. Okay? Now you see it. Let's go back in my WordPress. You need to create your category. For example, getting started, all the category for your business. After you create all the category, you need to go in all docs. And now you can create documentation just like this. This is a documentation. If you click here, you can see documentation inside categories. This is all documentation. It's very easy, it's very good, BetterDocs. And don't forget, if you are our client, just log in to get the pro version in your panel of customer. And if you are not our client, click and get started. Let's go back to our documentation. If you want to create a new category or a new documentation, click here at new doc and you can create one. Give it a title. After, you can configure all these options here like WordPress, like a page or post. Okay, after that you need to publish it. In my case, I'm not going to publish this thing now. And you can do it for all your category. In tags, tags is here. If you want, you can add tags, but for me, I don't use tags for these categories. In add new, if you click here, you can create a documentation, but I don't love use this option because it's more works. I just love use all documentation and click here to create my documentation inside my category. After analytic, here you can click in analytic. If you don't have BetterDocs Pro, you can get it inside Nippy. For example, if you are our client, you need to go and plugins include with nippylens.com and look at for BetterDocs, click and download it. You can see the download is done in your computer. After you download the BetterDocs Pro, you need to go in your website, click in plugins, add new, upload plugins, choose file, BetterDocs Pro, this option, and start it. Okay, after that, active this plugin and you can have the pro version. This is the analytic. You can see you have all this analytic in the pro version. You can click in view. You can see all the view you have. This is my website, nippylens.com. Okay, you can see it. Reaction, if people react in your documentation, you can see this is the reaction. Let me doing a second reaction. Okay, thanks for your feedback. Let's come back here. Let me refresh. Okay, you can see the reaction is good now. Okay, I got this reaction today, just today. Everything works fine. Search option. So no data found. Click in overview again, and if you want, you can select this option to just look at for one option. Okay, everything is okay. This is the analytic. You can click in leading categories to look at your views in categories and reaction. I got the categories getting started, web hosting guide, and frequently asked questions. It's very important, I say you, if you want a good hosting, you can go in our documentation, click in web hosting guide. Here, you can look at and you can choose the hosting because we recommend hosting to our client. You can see it. We recommend Hostinger Business Web Hosting Plan. If you click here, you can go in Hostinger to get the hosting. Now, you will pay only this money. It's not a lot of money. You click in Continue and you can pay your hosting with your account. After, if you have Fact Builder enabled, you can use this option to create a new fact group. In Glossary is all the info you have inside your documentation. For example, WordPress admin. If I go to search one of these options, you go here in my documentation VPSC. Let's look at for something to get Nippy domain. You see, this is the glossary. Give you the answer what is something if the client not understand. This is the glossary. Now, when everything is done, you can go in all documentation. You can look at your documentation here. And here you can choose click in classic. I don't love the classic, you know. Let's go back. I love more this option. And now you can click this option like this. Okay, let's go back because I don't love it. Let's click in dark mode. You can see you have the dark mode here. Everything looks okay. Let's use the dark mode in this moment. Everything looks good. If you do everything right, your documentation will be ready for you in your website. Don't forget, if you want to launch a website fast, you can use Nippy because inside of Nippy we give you a WordPress package with all the plugins you need pre-configure. For example, you have all these plugins inside your WordPress package when you get Nippy. All is configured. Only thing you need to do, put your info in, ready to serve. You see you got MemberPress Pro and all the add-on of MemberPress. You got Rank Max SEO Pro, everything configured. Object List Pro and WordPress Security Pro. My name is Cliff, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. I will see you in the next video.